Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hoping for your good health. It's unit number 2, polar regions.
We have
On
two
our
polar
planet,
regions.
we have two
The
polar
Arctic,
regions.
whose name
The
comes from the
Arctic,
Greek
whose names come
Arcticos
from
of the
Greek
north,
word
and the
Arcticos
Antarctic
of the north,
from
and the
Antarcticos,
Antarctic from
opposite of the
Antarctica's
north.
opposite to the north. But there was an easier way to remember them if you just remember what surrounds them. Arctic, situated in the northern hemisphere of our planet, is an ocean entirely surrounded by land. On the other side of the world, the Antarctica is a continent entirely surrounded by ocean. So the Arctic have polar bears but no penguins, and the Antarctic has penguins but no polar bears. Let's talk about the Arctic first. The Arctic region consists of a vast ice-covered ocean surrounded by treeless permafrost. The area can be defined as the region between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole. If you were standing at the North Pole, everywhere you looked in all directions would be south, but standing at the North Pole is difficult to do for very long because it is in the middle of an ocean covered by constantly shifting frozen sea. If you were to fall in the North Pole, you fall into water that is 13,908 feet deep. Above the water, average winter temperature can be as low as -40 degrees Celsius, and the coldest recorded temperature is approximately -68 degrees Celsius. Despite these incredibly harsh conditions, humans have populated area in the Arctic for thousands of years. Life in Arctic include organisms living in the ice, zooplankton and phytoplankton, fishes and marine mammals, birds, land animals, plants, and human society. Okay, what about Antarctica? Antarctica is Earth's southernmost continent, and it contains the geographic South Pole. It is the fifth largest continent of the planet, nearly twice the size of Australia. Almost 89% of Antarctica is covered by ice, at least 1 mile in thickness. Conditions in Antarctica are some of the most extreme in the entire world. On average, it's the coldest, windiest, and driest continent. It snows all the time at the poles, and Antarctica is so dry it's considered as a desert with annual precipitation of only 200 millimeters along the coast. Temperature in Antarctica has reached -89 degrees centigrade because it is so harsh and hard to get to. There are no permanent human residents on Antarctica, but anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 people reside throughout the year. The most extreme animals fight for survival, and only cold-adapted organisms survive there, including many types of algae, animals, bacteria, fungi, plants, and the protista. But why is Antarctica colder than its northern cousin? Well, first, much of the continent is more than 3 kilometers above sea level, and the temperature decreases with elevation. That's why mountain tops have snow on them. Second, remember that the Arctic is really a frozen ocean. The water in the ocean beneath it is warmer than the frozen ground in the Antarctica, and that warmth is transferred through the ice pack. This prevents temperature in Arctic region from reaching the extreme typical of the land surface of Antarctica. In July, when the Earth is the farthest away from the Sun, it also happens to be winter in Antarctic, which creates the double whammy of a cold for the southern pole. But despite being inhospitable, the North and South poles are a big reason why our planet is the way it is. In July, when the Earth is the farthest away from the Sun, it happens to be winter in the Antarctic, which creates the double whammy cold of the southern pole.
Due to climate change and global warming,
polar regions are very important climate controllers. Thank you.